I was curious if the President regrets or wants to clarify his characterization, by the way, I have two questions, of the media as an enemy of the American people.
I think the President has been very clear that certain outlets have gone out of their way to not represent his record accurately, and it is a concern to him. And I think some reporters, he has deep respect for the First Amendment, for the role of the press. I've addressed this multiple times in the past. There is a healthy respect for the press, but I think that it's a two-way street, as I've also said before, and I think that the President understands that certain outlets have gone out of their way to not be completely accurate and fair in their coverage of what's going on.
Speaking of the media, I've noticed 2 times in the last week that you've been directly contradicted by 2 members of the media, one of them Bill Maher of HBO, who said that in front of guests at Mar-a-Lago, the President was briefed on the classified North Korean situation.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
The President and the Prime Minister of Japan were briefed in front of guests.
No, I didn't say that.
No. This is what was being said on HBO, that the President and the Prime Minister were briefed on classified information in front of guests at Mar-a-Lago. I just want to clarify, did that happen?
No.
Did they go to this game?
No, I think I walked through this timeline before, Jim, and it's amazing. A photo gets put out, the President's got a piece of paper, and the immediate conclusion is he's got to be talking about classified information. The President was briefed on the situation in North Korea prior to the dinner in a skiff that's at Mar-a-Lago. He went and had dinner. He discussed the logistics of the press conference, which I've talked to you all about before. There was a question as to where to hold the press conference. They had a discussion about the logistics of it. And subsequent to that dinner, he was briefed again in a skiff with updates on the situation in North Korea. That's it, plain and simple. But to your first question, I think that it's amazing that the immediate jump of conclusion to several outlets was, well, there's a piece of paper. It must be classified. I don't, it's amazing to see that. And to see people jump to that conclusion, that he's surrounded by his staff and members of the Japanese delegation, the conclusion is they must be doing something nefarious or wrong. In fact, he followed every procedure that's laid out. And I think in some cases it's disheartening to realize that those are the kind of immediate conclusions that somebody jumps to. So, when you talk about coverage, we have a free press. We have the right for people to say and do what they believe. But at some point, it is incumbent upon people to try to get it right. And in that case, it wasn't even attempted. It was a jump to conclusion by many to say that there must be something else going on, when in fact we were able to provide a very, very clear tick-tock as to far as what had happened.